Welcome guys, 1st of December, what an open. That's a proper one, I guess. That sets the tone as well for the whole December, looks like. Let's gonna dive into the market open. It's gonna be in a couple minutes, but I'm gonna fire it up and start it already. So yeah, so far we had a quite nice pullback, I guess, from the whole December open after the 9 days of grinding it upwards into the resistance. And we settle down around an 85-ish area. So far, it's been a while you see this kind of stack of the wall on the hold of the price. So be aware this can go with you in both ways. But anyhow, so far we're not gonna flip the level of 90.6. We're still in the down movement, right? There is still much more to the downside. More stacked than, I guess, if you can say, to the upside. Significantly, this is a little bit more attractive, right? So continuation it is. We settled already a new low. Straight ahead, we broke this whole sideways structure that we created last week. So anything below right now, 85.3, it will get you around the 80 area, or maybe even lower-ish. So be aware, there's a lot of stack orders over here, and we are flirting with the whole point of control volume around the 85.9-ish. So be aware, it will be a bit more volatile, even if it's going to be both ways. Till we're not going to flip the whole failure of the daily, weekly, and monthly at the same level, that's going to be a quite significant resistance. So moving on. Overall, long and short, we had and still technically put a continuation to it. I better be off on the MDX one. So over here, you see, technically we are still continuing grinding it higher up. We got into the 59-ish area, 60-59-ish area, and right now we are facing to get close to 78-ish, 60-ish, 68-ish area. We didn't even come close to the neutral line. We didn't touch yet, so even we're gonna go a little bit lower to the with the price, this will still go higher, right? Till that's not gonna be flipping. Be aware, I'm aiming we might do similar structure that we did over here. Technically, we had that run up, the grind positioning over here, and then we had that small nuke or the pullback to the downside. We might do that exact the same, or even a little bit more extended. Be aware, this is still in a continuation till we're not gonna get into the neutral line and flip, right? But yeah, that's on the long and short one. Liquidity wise, we still have some small pocket below us, nothing significant. We took most of it technically with this whole dump, especially the area that we've been around 90k, that been stacked through the long weekend that we used to have. So that area been already wiped. There is still a little bit more above it, but if we're gonna get into that, that's gonna react definitely as a resistance one for a pullback for the new low, or at the support. But so far below the 85.8-ish, we have a little bit more to grab. If that's going to be the case, we might slide a little bit lower into the 80k area. So be aware of that one. Going a little bit more into the mid time frame. If that's gonna load. Yes. So yeah, significant. The whole top area, it's filled and it's quite thick, right? That's still react as a resistance till we're not gonna flip any major levels, and eventually we have some small ones, but as well, if we start to grind lower, that's gonna be the area that we might have some first stop on it. That's the 82-ish time aim. I'm gonna deep dive a little bit more into the on the charts later on, but yeah, there is stacks a little bit more to the downside to slide, right? Max pain, let me refresh it, used to be clear. Overall, I'm start with the high time frame. So the max pain, we start to get close. For the longs ones, that's in 1.5k area, so 84.3-ish. Be aware, that might be the first aim. For the short ones, that's still far away. So far, we are not even coming close to that area. On the monthly, weekly wise, 87.9, Yeah, we are halfway, but still that's even if you look at the long and short ones overall. So yeah, that's a little bit more on the coin list. Let's move on the charts. Let's start with VIX. That's from my perspective, the most important one. The whole move to the downside we did for last week, and we got into the area of 15-ish. That was the area that I was aiming as well, that we gonna hold on for a while, or maybe even go sideways. Right now, today, we open up quite higher. Significant on a daily one that's been open above the previous close. That's on the Friday one. And if that's going to be holding, we start to flip the 18.5, we might get into the high of this whole swing, if you think about it. A little bit more perspective on a 4 hour, that's the resistance that it's technically holding still us, right? But we could turn around as well, right? We could flip that and go higher up. If not, we're going to fail and going to go lower up. That's good for the market. We tend to turn around and do some damage to the upside, right? But overall, if we start to open up higher up, that means we could push a little bit more higher as well on it. And looking on daily on the Wave Master, it shows that we could potentially reverse. So that's on the VIX. Be aware, that's the whole volatility, and it could be potentially the one of the sources that you go for it if you want to see if there's going to be any reversal or continuation. Moving on Dixie. We had that high that we created beginning of the 21 of November. Close above, even slightly, but close. And even on the wick as well, we got quite higher than the previous one. Right now, we are pulling back into the lows of the 99-ish. Still potentially a hold area till we're not going to close the daily below it, right? 4 hour significant been close as well, a little bit below the level, but that's still holding on the low that we settled over here. Right, we could slide lower, potentially, yes, we could break that for the first time in this whole up movement. If not, the daily start to retrace and close above the 99. We still have potentially sideways move, or even getting back at the high of the 100 ones, right? If so, if you start to flip the $100, then 101 is the aim that I'm aiming for, potentially on the next level. Next, the total tree, we still doing exact the same thing what we've been doing from, let's say, the 1.09 trillion. And this is just retesting the bearish, underside bearish retest of this whole level, and we are just continue going into the low. What we settled last week. So far, if that's going to be the hold, we could see some potential of sideways or even popping up a little bit more higher, and we start to break some stuff. That would be really cool. That would be really good for a period of time. But so far, this is still a continuation, right? This pocket over here, this is still the aim that I'm aiming that we might find ourselves if we start to lose the low. That's the whole hip that is holding us over here. Yes, that's whole thing been tested with this whole week, but I'm not really taking that in consideration anymore. But it is what it is. Let's see how that's going to be playing out. So far, this is still continuing going lower. That means the whole market, it's retracing, right? Moving on, PEX. All of that stuff has been coming from my own stream, so don't worry about it. It's not something that I just draw. It's still going a little bit more sideways, but grinding up higher upwards. So regaining the previous swing high of the daily ones over here. That's a significant good stuff for continuation higher. We could potentially pull back into the 4.1K for the support. If not, flipping the area of 4.24-ish. That's the area that we are right now. And setting a new high. That will be potentially quite positive for gold. If not, we could go even more, a little bit more sideways. But this is still the high time frame range that the gold is set on. That's between the 4.3 and 3.9. So be aware that this is the range that you are technically right now trading into it. And to flip this, it could be a little bit more harder to do because it's a quite high time frame stuff. twice daily high, what you need to regain, and you have this whole wick above you as well. So we can grind this for a sideways a little bit, potentially. And there is one more that I want to mention, and that's the dominance one. I still need to redo the levels, but anyhow, we got from this high quite significant into the lows on the whole support. I was aiming we might even get back into this area. Unfortunately, we stopped quite early, front run it a little bit, and start to regain the previous high of the 59.2. That said, we start to turn around, right? That's the change of the whole character and structure already. Because now we are facing to go higher, we regain stuff, we're not going lower anymore, we start to reverse and go higher up. What does that mean for dominance and the whole market? People don't know. There is a nice cheat sheet as well, what I like to show as well on the streams. So if the dominance increase, if the dominance increase, we go higher on dominance. That's potentially can aim for two things. Right now, we see the Bitcoin going a little bit lower, together with the alts are going a little bit more faster. If Bitcoin start to regain its stuff and go a little bit higher, alts gonna go still sideways or a bit more slower on the pullback, right? That's the whole thing, what that means for you. If you don't understand the dominance, it's a small cheat sheet, nice to use, nice to have it. So far, you still aim flipping the 52.5 area, so that's the hip over here that we kind of significantly lost. Flipping that, you're gonna aim and to get back at the 60%. That's gonna be as well a significant resistance. It was quite heavily hold over here. Flipping that, it's not gonna be easy. So we might do some sideways or maybe some grinding stuff into it, right? Potentially. So yeah. Moving on the charts. Capital flow index, I want to mention that first because we see really significant flips and switches into it. SPX start to gain its pace, it come back from the neutral line. PEX is still grinding higher, so this is still continuation. VIX is pushing it higher up from even we got back from minus 55.1. back at the neutral line. So flipping this whole line, neutral line, this gonna still grind higher up. Means the volatility is gonna be back in market. Dixie drop quite significant, so that's could be as well continuation together with the rest of the market. But that means that the whole market is retracing, right? Not much of gain of a position to go higher up. And eventually, if you look, for example, on the whole portfolio positioning, right, we are still into this whole range to the downside, right? Not really something significant flipping or regaining stuff. But yeah, good stuff to look out for. This is quite good indicator as well, and to watch out and to see how the market reacts to stuff. Now, moving on to the rest of the indicators and market. From that dump that we had from the literally Sunday or weekly open, daily open, and monthly open at the same time of here, we've been all talking about that it's a quite significant level, quite strong one, and you will see quite aggressive reaction from it, and we got it. That was a quite, let's say, a BART, like we always call it, right? And we get below the whole point of control. There was a low volume into that, so yeah, it moves quite quickly through it, right? There is not much of resistance into that move. So yeah, right now we got into below the point of control, and there is a little bit more of volume below, but still we might aim to get all of this stuff to get take out, or even get only the 150 axis over here. That's a perfect support area over here to hold that level. That's as well the level that I technically want to hold it if you want to regain the previous high maybe, or at least try it. If you start to break that, you might even start to go lower, right? Remember as well that the volume decreased quite heavily, so all of that grind was just to hold the price, to get people into it, retail especially, and right now you had to do. That's why I always say I don't like this kind of, or I'm not really a favorite on this kind of price action, up grinding. So yeah, overall, oscillators, been quite heavily reset to the downside. Not really something significant yet. Not no sign of reversal so far. This is still continuation, right? And if you look at this over here, the overview of the market on the capital flow index, stablecoin, this is a quite significant flip, right? With this move, you flip everything like instant. So stablecoins quite heavily. Alts are middling, so that's good. Potentially, if there are some potential alts to trade from, that's really nice. But large caps and shitcoins are quite down. Shitcoins had a quite really steep deep dive. It's been a while. We've been around the minus 80%, but yeah, it is what it is. And yeah, moving on the charts. That's going to be quite interesting. So flipping on first things first. Let's do it like that. The whole grinding process that we had in 9 days. This took us quite 9 days to this price action. It was quite slow and steady. The only thing what I want to mention is this level over here. That's the resistance. That's the empire what we always talk about it, right? That's the first resistance what you're gonna meet when you're gonna back into it, and look at that how perfectly it reacts from it, right? You have already 3 days to be kind of preparing for that dump, and you got it. So this means every single one we've been longing, all of that been technically wiped or stopped out on it. So yeah, this is the whole price action that is meant to be. And already, like we've been saying, this is quite significant level. It's gonna be really strong for any kind of reaction. Just to let you know, guys, because it's not only daily, weekly, but monthly at the same place. So it's gonna be a strong. So right now, I've been mentioning that as well on my stream. Thing is, no matter which way you're gonna go, the reaction from it, it's gonna be as well extreme, right? So be aware. Flipping this level, it's gonna take some volume and some strength to do that. Think about this level. Okay, maybe not exact the same way as we had the level over here. That was the February, right? That one over here. Unfortunately, that was only one monthly level, but that level took us quite significant lower. Same thing, if we not flip this level, right, and if we're not gonna regain and get higher up, that level gonna keep us a little bit lower for a while. Okay, just remember that. That's on the daily. So 4 hour, perfect swing failure. You couldn't ask for a better one. Like, for people who understand swing failures, this was literally to the T and one of the most perfect swing failures, and quite tight on the stop loss. If you keep your stop loss above the wick, that's not even 1%, I guess, or maybe at least 1% of stop loss. That's quite nice. I like that. So that was already first sign. We couldn't even retest the whole swing failure what we had over here. We failed from it quite significant. Even before the daily and weekly and the December open up, we had this small candle already to the downside. We broke already the stuff over here, and that level was just the continuation of the whole move. So right now, where did we end up? Unfortunately, eventually we have the fair value gap over here. So that's as well something to consider. With this whole wick, with this whole candle, we closed below all of the stuff over here. That level that was supposed to or could hold us, it didn't. We closed below. That was the next one what potentially could, but that's been already tested. So already we have some potential down movement, and we set on a new low. We get below that stuff over here, what we've been grinding up upwards. That's not even matter anymore. The only one what matters right now, and we're gonna stick for it for, I guess, in this range. That's the range between the 87.1 and 84. Exactly 84.4. That's the low that you want to hold for any sideways, or even trying maybe retesting this whole level that we lost, right? Losing 84. Okay, I'm not really sure that 82 is gonna hold us. Not really having faith into that one, just because it technically been tested. So there is not something to hold on it. We've been already quite heavily through it. So then you start to get back into the swing of all of this low. that you settle. So that's the weekly low, still that's the daily low, and that's the wick low. That's only there what could potentially hold us. This box I drew on the chart just to show you where the bids on the Kayotaka are ending. So this is the whole box that still the bids are placed into it. So be sure if you start to get into this, we could wick a little bit lower and then retrace and then do some potential damage to the upside, right? So far, the only thing what we've been doing is the same pattern over and over, right? Let me switch this off. So the thing is, like I mentioned, we kind of doing this over here, right? And that move, what we had added over here, we added a little bit more aggressive on this wick. So this is still continuation. We didn't break anything on the high time frame. 1 hour low time frame, like, yeah, we broke some stuff, but that doesn't matter anymore. This is still continuation, right? No matter what. Holding anything around 81-ish area or 82-ish, that could be potentially used as a support. If that's going to hold, then we start to reverse and then we start to attack the first previous high. That means the first one is the 91.4. That's the as well the resistance from the daily open, weekly and monthly one. You need to regain that. That's not going to be easy at all. Be aware. Okay. So that's on the levels. That one is the most important one. December right now. That's going to keep us for a while busy. Weekly as well. Daily is going to change, of course, in the matter of a couple days. Then on top of that, I want to mention as well a bit more on the blocks that we've been creating. And of course, you can see as well that the resistance is building above us. And that's something really significant as well. We are literally setting block after block after block every single time we get back into the resistance. So this is as well something to be cautious about. Below us, like I mentioned, 83, 84-ish level. That's, let's say, let's make it a little bit more specific. So that's the 84 level. That's the one that's have some support on the block. Let's see if that's going to be holding us. If not, if we start to slide lower, like you see, there is not much to hold us over here. We might get back below 80K, right? So this is the local range that you are right now in. Regain 87.1. That said, you need to go to 1 hour to see that. Sometimes make sure you go one time frame or below or above you just to see if there is something created or not on the structure, because that's the first M pattern that you're going to meet at 87, right? So that's the resistance. Not only this high is already your resistance, but already starting to react on it, but you need to flip this this hip to even think about to slide higher into the daily one, right? So be aware. Let's load it up. Yeah, see, this is the fair value gap. Then you have the this hip in front of you. That's the resistance. That's the whole block. Let me erase this. Technically, you look at low time frame, this as your resistance. And right now, it's starting to react like one as well, right? That's the second time even. We tried to get there back. We didn't. We had the second low. Now we get back into it. Let's see if that's going to be the continuation. We start to break something, right? Yes, of course, most of the oscillator is going to be quite cooled off just because of this dump. Yes, that's quite hectic and quite quick happened. So there is not much structure to build on. First thing first, you look at the structure, then you look at the indicators, what they show you. Okay, this is the reaction that we're having right now from it. So yeah, moving on, like I'm saying, Algo Master, it shows you that we have potentially bigger resistance above us and support below around the 84. Don't go blindly and long it, right? Just because we had this dump, this still could be potentially a continuation till we're not gonna flip something. And you need to make sure we're holding this level, right? That means that we're closing anything above it on the 4 hour or above, right? Anything below like 1 hour, not really keen to look at it, just because that can flip up and down quite quickly and change its pace, right? So this is something that you need to watch out for. And eventually as well, I'm having a feeling we start to get into the cash flow negative outflow, so below the neutral line. So be aware of that one as well, right? That could potentially be as well the continuation to move lower, right? Overall, I don't want to be bearish or bullish, whatever. It's not about that. It's just I'm showing you guys this is the still continuation in the whole move that we did. Like, yeah, I'm happy that some of you took the scalps or whatever on this move. Good, great, that's awesome. Make sure you are putting your stop loss in break even quite quick and taking some profits on the way up. But make sure you know what's the trend, right? Trend is still down. Definitely after this whole move, it's gonna be hard to change that for now, right? Even if you're gonna stay here for a while, create some support, that's great, but then still there is much more resistance above us, right? It's not that easy to take out that kind of resistance above you. So, and that said as well, there is a lot of low volume into the market. There is not much money coming in. There's not much, I mean, volatility, it is a bit more to the downside than upwards. But yeah, we are a bit waiting for all the money to come in yet. So that's one. And liquidations, that's going to be an interesting one as well. As always, we've been mentioning bands are super important to watch out for and to show you the direction as well in which way we are facing or trying to go, right? We've been doing over here the whole grinding stuff above that whole pocket. And then, of course, we start to fail it and then we get nuked through it and stay below. That's still continuation. And look what we did exact the same right now through the weekend. Same thing, grinding into that, starting to regain, holding, and then this was the first kind of failure, and look at that, where we end up. Again, below the whole band, right? So this is still in the whole scheme continuation, right? Let me change the stuff. Is this still? Yeah, it's still on. I was playing around a little bit with the indicator lately. So yeah, it's still set up. There is a quite significant pocket above us. We didn't even take that one yesterday and 2 days ago. So that says as well quite a lot about the weakness, I guess. We took the most of the 100x's over here. We got into the pocket. We had small rebounds from all of the area over here of that support, but then eventually we still continue, right? And of course, this is still much more significant, but if there is no strength even to get into there, it's gonna stay there, right? But then we're gonna focus what's below us. And what's below us is a small pocket of 150x's, then smaller leverage above and below us. So this is still your pocket of technically support. If you're gonna hold that, that doesn't mean that pocket's gonna bring you all the way to all-time high. It's something to be aware that there is some potential of low or movement into that area to go lower, right? Or maybe a stop or anything like that. But yeah, always be aware of the closes. If you start to close anything below the 82.2 area, right? That means above the 4-hour time frame. We start to close anything below that, we start to break again and we settle new low on the body, right? The wick is a little bit lower, but on the body we start to settle new low. So be aware. We are quite close to that. We are closer to the new low than we are now to technically new high of any kind of time frame above the 4-hour then, okay? Just please be aware of that one. And yeah, weekly open. I just want to mention as well one thing. I don't say this will happen, but after four consistent down movement on a weekly, this was the first bullish potential, quote unquote, weekly close, right? So if and only if, I'm saying that, if we're going to continue lower, right? If we're going to settle another one, this candle, it is on a weekly and pattern as well, right? Be aware. Coming back at that level, if you're going to be lower, below the 80k or whatever, that's going to react as a resistance. We all know that pattern, right? I've been mentioning that on 1 hour. Same thing what we did over here, right? Exact the same thing. That react as a resistance, right? Still is a resistance because we didn't break out from it, right? Same thing. This gonna react one as well. but that's only if we're gonna continue, right? If you reverse and we're gonna close above it, then that's a different story. That's nothing to worry about. But so far, I'm telling if we're only gonna continue. And of course, we have the monthly close, right? That's quite rough candle as well, to be honest with you. We've been there technically, maybe a little bit on the size smaller, but yeah, I'm not going to be surprised if you're going to do exactly the same thing, maybe a little bit bigger, or yeah, maybe even the next one like that. So this is still continuation. I cannot tell you anything else, or I cannot bring you a bit sweeter story for now, but this is still in continuation till we're going to start to do some damage to the upside. And as well, watch out for the weekly. That might get back into the negative cash flow or outflow, I can say. But yeah, same. Last time we've been there, that's 2 years ago. Well, of course, we could turn around, right? If we're gonna do something like this, if the reversal cross comes in, right? So over here, if that comes in, we might turn around. So let's see. That said, it's just speculation so far. On another hand side, I just want to point out, maybe people miss this out. Looking only on the wave master, from the whole push to the downside, from the all-time high, that was the whole sign on the wave master on the daily with the reversal sign. From that moment, the whole oscillator didn't even come back above the neutral line. So that's as well something to think about and to realize like how the oscillator works and how to bring it in your own potential of trading. Right now, what we are doing, exact the same thing we try to do like here. If that's going to be the case, then you have still the continuation if that start to do something like that, right? Obviously. Now, just to let you know how that behaves. So yeah, I think that's a little bit more on Bitcoin. Maybe let me go and check some different tokens. ETH, I think I had it somewhere over here. Sorry, I didn't prepare the list. Where is it? Oh, Jesus, let's see. So yeah, ETH, that's going to be interesting as well. Same story, I guess. This is still in continuation, exact the same move that Bitcoin did, right? But unfortunately, and that was a little bit sad because ETH did regain its previous 4-hour swing high, right? Failure, what we had over here, what brought you all the way over here. So that level was significant, but already weakness took over and there it is. Right now we are holding it on 2.79 area. If you hold on it, that's still good, right? You didn't break anything significant on a higher time frame, just low time frame, so that could be potentially even nice and quicker to regain stuff, right? If not, I'm still aiming for the 2.55 area. That's the monthly high of the swing. If we start to get failures, we might find ourselves over there. But yeah, unfortunately, it is what it is. ETH lost this high, what we settled over here, but then eventually, remember that that's not really all lost, because if we start to go back, regain stuff, that maybe for ETH might be a little bit easier right now, because that's high been regain to go a little bit more higher up and do some stuff on high time frame maybe, right? Because then the high time frame high that you need to regain is this. That's the daily one, right? That's your resistance. The one what I just deleted. That's the one that you need to flip to even go and try to do the underside retest of whole area of this, because that one over here been technically already tested with all of those wicks. So not really considering on that one, only on this one. Then you're gonna start to get back in 3.2. So yeah, that's ETH. Solana could be interesting as well. Let's stick on daily. Not really talking about this stuff. This is still in continuation technically, but eventually same thing as ETH. It had already regained its daily high, so it settled a new high on that one. Right now you need to hold on this area on the daily, holding this. That's the $127, holding on that one. So closing anything above it, that's good still, and potentially carry on to go higher or a little bit more in sideways. Closing it below it, then that high not gonna matter anymore. You're still continuing, getting back into this area. I didn't set it up yet, but this is the daily high of the swing, mid of the swing, and the low of the swing. So you're starting to get into this range, right? Unfortunately, yeah, we lost, or I mean, it all depends how the daily gonna close. We could lose it, right? We don't want it, but we could. 4 hour is a little bit more different because 4 hour, oh no, it did regain. I just see it. Yeah, slightly. Oh, that's sad. Okay, that's it. 4 hour got regain, not really on the wick. Well, it is on the body. That matters for me. But then eventually we had a nice failure, and yeah, we find ourselves below. So in this area, it is right now area to consider as a support till that's going to be broken. All of that stuff over here. So yeah, you back at the lows over 127. Holding that might potentially get back and then retest the stuff which you fail from. That means the 138. And then you start to get back at the highs. But losing that, yeah, that's going to be significant. You're going to start to get back below 120, 120 bucks. Yeah. Till 105. So that's going to be a quite a range. So yeah. All right, let me just read the chat, what you guys are talking about, and see if there are potential any tokens that you want to look at. And if someone wants to jump on the stream, on the stage to talk about something, then be my guest. Now it's the time. I think I covered most of it, or a good chunk of it. How do you... How do you read the volume on the right? Oh, you mean Kayutaka one, this one, right? This volume, and that's a volume profile. So this is like, think about it. It's accumulating all of the volume what's been done over here, and then you get the most volume what's been placed or been done at that level, right? So this is the highest volume that's been traded over here. That says, covering over, it's the shorts that took over, right? And that white line, it's your point of control. So that means that's the highest volume that's been controlled the price at this level. Flipping that level, that means regaining that. So you're gonna do this. That's gonna be your support. Technically, you're doing the RSI flip, right? Resisting to the support or support to the resistance. But then you holding as support, and that's your support of the whole volume. You regain, it's gonna bring you higher up, right? This is just the whole volume that's been placed into these levels, right? Each level, each price, because when you zoomed out, you see as well the numbers, what's been traded from. So those numbers are according to Bitcoin. So that's 3.5K, that's 5.3K, right? Been already placed and traded over here. So that's how you read it. And the lowest one, so all that. And I guess this is a good example what all of that pocket, like empty pocket in between, does to the price or to the action on the trading is this. Because there is low volume, so there is no resistance at all to it, right? So you just go through like knife through butter, soft butter even, right? So wake me up when I can short weekly. Yeah, I hope as well. Then I will re-enter then. Yeah, I didn't took that one because I'm already in so many shorts. I didn't bother, and I was way too busy to even pay attention to that one. But yeah, can get the nuke done. No, it's easy to do it slowly, and that's much more painful. Always enjoying listening to you. Ah, thanks, man. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. That's lovely. I do my best. Yeah, 4 hour close here. Like, yeah, it could, right? But let's wait. Let me clean this up. this is it, right? We did that already. So all of that stuff over here, all that support, right? All that been already done over here. Next one, where do you go next? Technically over here, right? But then that's been already tested. So you had a small hold and then you close it below, right? Cool. What's the next one? That's one tested as well. What's the next one? There. So technically, we are already facing to go lower there, right? Now it's more or less now is the time to say like, okay, closing anything above, it's going to go and bring you higher, because right now there is not much to hold us, right? All of that stuff been tested. All of it. It's all been worked on. Especially with this week, like closing right now and filling it up, and yeah, you're going to do something like this again, and this again, one more, and then yeah, you're going to slide something, maybe something like that. It's like a slide. I see it. Gigapool divergent. Yeah. I mean, Jack, yeah, I agree with you. That could be as well. Like, remember how February went, right? You remember that level? We kind of crashed from it as well. And it's been a while. We took a hit at it for the first time. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, I always try to remember all that stuff, right? I think, I'm not sure. I mean, that's stupid because I can see when it was. That was here. Right? That's the February open. Right? That stuff been front run it, I guess. Right? Or not? It's been tested? I think so, yeah. It could be that we tested over here, right? And then we freaking did all of this sideways and then all of that. So technically, if you think about it, if that's been like, okay, the first 3 months of the year, then the rest of the year we did below that level, right? All of that been the rest of the month, and then just in, what's that? May? Yeah, May we start to flip it, right? So yeah, that's what I've been saying. This December level together with the weekly and the daily, that could bring us bit like below. I don't want to say below like over here, don't want to scare people, but below like this, and keep their ass for a while, right? But yeah, it's all possible. Suspicions, yeah, I mean, it is. It always is, right? They're not gonna make it easy on you. Yeah, it's always like that. Daily close, well, yeah, it's important right now to look at the daily constantly. Like, I mean, constantly, every single day, look at the daily how we close, right? That's really significant as well. How did we deal with the day, and what's like open up for the next day as well, right? That's already can show you, like over here as well, like we had all of this up movement, right? And then we start to do sideways because, of course, yeah, you can argue there's been a long weekend, Thanksgiving, but then the first daily closed negative, second one negative, third one negative, bang, right? Good place too long. So then, I mean, be careful, like don't go blindly on it. If you see potential on a scalp, right, or even if you're gonna go to 10 minutes and you see a potential to scalp for it, like, yeah, be my guest. But don't think if you start to YOLO along it, like potentially what are we doing right now? Like even on this, why would you long this? Now, I cannot even find one simple reason, because this been tested like perfectly. We failed from that one. We went below this, so already this is a low, high, lower low, right? So you expect to go lower than this price over here. If you start to do this suddenly, right, and that's on 10 minutes, closing above, coming back, oh shit, going back, right, and then you're gonna have your handy tool as fib, 2 fibs, then yeah, you can argue you can long this for a scalp. So far, not much to scalp from, to long it, right? Because the chart doesn't give you the opportunity to do that. This is right now gambling and catching the knife and hoping for the best, right now if you decide to long this. Buying spot, yeah, be my guest. Like if you want that, yeah, it's fine. That's different. Leverage, that's not something that you should aim for now. Fartcoin. Oh, that's been a while I've been there. 4 hour, you said? Yeah, 4 hour. Hello. Ooh, that's a nice regain. I mean, you had, this was perfect, right? All of that been perfect till you start to break that stuff. Not really long that. I mean, this is Filecoin. So, okay, first thing first, this, I don't want to say shit, but this token is quite volatile, right? It can do ballistic moves in one another way and still go with the trend. So obviously right now on the 4 hour, how this is looking, I'm sorry to break it for you, but this is still the aim. Why? Not only you broke all of that stuff over here, what you've been grinding, right? This was your high, this is you still low, but then you break all of that over here. So not really something that I've been willing to long right now. Maybe like if you buy spot, that's fine. Leverage, I will not even touch that so far. I'm sorry, but not something that I'm looking right now with this kind of conditions in the market. Yes, I know Filecoin is the one and only outlier, but like I'm saying, this still can do some ballistic moves even both ways, can wreck you down, right? But yeah, shorting, then yeah, that's the one of the perfect one example right now. Getting back into that, and right, you aim for this low. Yes, that's for sure. Hey, what are you? Oh, hype. Looks like we. Oh, I forgot about hype. Yeah, that's a good one. So hype been doing quite interesting stuff as well. Don't mind all of that stuff. That's not relevant right now. But the thing is that you should be knowing is that we are as well still in the continuation to the downside. Same as the whole market, except freaking Bitcoin. But then what did we do? We didn't even come close to it. That's quite weak to my perspective of knowledge. Underside retest, we didn't even come back into that. And we still settling almost or already new low. I'm going to check it in a second. So daily wise, this is still continuation, breaking the low, we're going lower. But let's go on the 4 hour, see how that looks like. So right now we are at the lowest low that you need to hold, and that's 29-ish 9. If this not gonna hold, we're gonna start to close below. So the only thing what you aim for is underside retest of the 30.6 or even higher up, 32.9. That's the underside retest to do something like this. Start to regain that stuff, then you start to get at the highs of it, right? That's going to be another one, but that might be your flip and continue or start to do some damage to the upside. So far, this is still continuation to the downside. My first aim, don't mind this. This is something you shouldn't look at it. My aim first is something between the 28 and 24-ish area for potential looking for a long if there's going to be a sign. If not, this is still the area to buy spot. Every single thing below 30 bucks on hype, it's a buy on spot or DCA, right? I'm doing that as well. So let me just give you straight answer why I'm thinking that's the good area, just because all of that stuff, there is a little bit more to it. This is not the full historical chart, but this is all to it. This is the first high time frame high. After this, I'm not considering this. Like, okay, not considering this, right? This is the first high that we settled from the list price, that we bounced back from it, and then we just went all ballistic, right? So yes, that's level 26.9. It's my aim to hold definitely, or even do some sideways on it to create a support, right, on the price action. But this is all of that below 30 bucks is a still buy or DCA. The best thing ever that you can do is DCA. Set up the level, Set the levels like that. I'm not sure if you're gonna see it, right? Something like this, or even do this. This is my technically like laddering tool, what I'm teaching students. Set up this on any kind of exchange or hyperliquid one, the best one for it, and let it buy it up, right? No matter what, because believe me, everyone's gonna jump the gun if hype's gonna be below 20 bucks even, right? This is gonna be super quickly bought up, and it's gonna be quite aggressive, definitely, because that's the second time you get into that low from the whole list price. So yeah, people are aiming to buy this, and believe me, they're gonna be ballistic about it. Even I'm gonna do it. I'm thinking to sell my house to put it on it, but that's a different story. But yeah, hype. Gotcha, makes sense. Cool. No short, stupid flips. Awesome. Yeah, the ATS. Yeah, that's the right one. Yeah, that's what I was showing on the Filecoin. Yeah. That goes back to previous weekly low. Is it? Are we? Yeah, we're on the way. If you hold, I will go outside and won't come back. Still, I will sell this shit on my own back. Yeah, exactly. Exactly that. Yeah, DA, DCA. Yeah, good stuff. But like I've been saying, if you want to be sure, right? If you don't want to miss anything, like if you think about it, then set something like that. I think this, and this, if you set it up something like this is gonna be freaking covering most of it. And like, if the price gonna do something like that, right, something like this, that's fine. So what you're gonna do is take all of those orders and place them over here. Buy more. Done. Right? First thing first, you know you're not gonna be skipped in any case, right? And most of it or part of your order is gonna be filled. So either way, you're gonna be in a position, spot wise, right? So yeah, this is the great thing that you can do. And I rather buy it some over here than freaking the top and wait for it to come back, right? Like some people attempt to do it. So this is still a good place to buy, to scoop up some hype. Or even if you want to be like really specific, set up like a TWAP, right? Like for example, I know every single week or daily or whatever, you want to buy some hype, no matter the price. That's all fine. If you're gonna do it like on the lowest price that it is, then yes, right? But this is the great stuff. And I'm saying like I've been doing with PER. This is well good example for me. Every single low that it settled, right? Like on, for example, on the daily, if this closed below, I'm gonna buy more, regardless the price. I'm buying more of it, spot wise. Same thing on hype. Every single low it sets, I'm buying more. So yeah, that's I think that's the best thing to do. Yeah, especially with this price, right? Like I'm doing even with crazy as it is with Injective and AVAX, right? I mean, who thought we're gonna get Injective at $5? Last time we've been there, it's been like there is more chart to it, but that's like 2-3 years ago. Like hell yeah, I'm gonna buy it up. Same thing with AVAX, right, bro? Like we've been there last time on the price that we not really. I mean, we reach it on that whole week, right, in 2023. So yeah, I will buy more of it now. For me, this is now the best time to buy stuff. And of course, like you can argue with me, like if so, bear market, if it's not gonna hold, if the tokens, yeah, the tokens might die off. It can. Yeah, I agree with you. But I'd rather buy it here than stick with it from the top, somewhere like that. Right? And hope for the best. I don't mind if the token lose now. That's the part of the job as well for me. That's my mindset of it. Oh, Paul. I mean, I seriously don't care. Like, no matter what they say, I don't care. Like, it's not gonna change my mind anything about my trading and my strategy and my whole point of view of market. This already shows you where we are. This is still continuation, right? Still, we're not gonna close anything daily wise right now above 91k. Close 91k above on the daily. I'm flipping the sides and I'm gonna say, okay, we are aiming to go higher. Gone, right? Forget about the lows. Now we are aiming to go higher. So far, not seeing in it yet. To hold support for hype or AVX time frame? What do you mean? For how long do I hold it? Or what you mean? Is that the question? For how long do I hold my spots, or what's the time frame to hold? Not really understanding your question. Hype is I'm having like 2 point of view of it. The spot that I'm buying part time is exactly the same as for Bitcoin. It's a lifetime spot that I'm holding, and I have a spot back that I'm selling. For example, somewhere over here, 50 bucks. I'm gonna sell something about the 60 bucks, and then of course this area that I've been mentioning as well, that hype might reach before the bear market, but that's maybe far away. Hedge already around the 70. So one is like local, or technically quick back to to make money or whatever, right? But another one, it's just long term, same as Bitcoin. Like, that's the lifetime shit for me. It's not something that I'm like, for example, if I'm gonna buy spot back right now, I'm not gonna be the one that's it moves to 5% or 6%. Yeah, I'm gonna sell it now because now I make money. No, that's not how why I hold it backs. No, like I say, I have key levels that I'm aiming for. That's wait, let me show try to explain you that differently. It didn't work. Why didn't it work? Move it. Damn it. Trading view. Why are you not working? Okay, anyhow. Forget all of those lines. I cannot remove them for now. So for me, what are the significant points? Like, this is the all-time high. That's always the one that you should take some profit. Next one, it's this point that brought you all the way to the low and the new lower low. So this is a part that I'm going to take some TPs, and maybe I'm going to find a level that I'm going to be doing it midway. So already moving upwards with my spot backs. Same thing with leverage trade. Right, I have my structure I'm used for TP. So that's going to be, for example, I don't know, I'm going to take here 5%, right? Something to play around with. Fuck it, 5%. Then over here, maybe 10%, right? Because we had a bit bigger movement. Over here, 20. The rest, it's a runner. That's all. And that's how I'm playing with my spot backs. The ones that I'm holding for, like, the structure wise, right? The ones that I'm holding for lifetime, that's, I'm gonna visit back at like in a couple of years maybe, or whatever. Right? So that's kind of how I'm playing it. And everyone have his own different strategy, right? If you want to take the, like, for example, I don't know, in 1%, you want to take the move and you want to take TP, yeah, that's fine. You know, be my guest, do it. That's fine. If you want to make that money, that's fine. Nothing wrong about it. Everyone have his own opinion about the time frames on how long they want to keep it, hold it, right? And of course, don't get me wrong, if you need, for example, the money because something happens, then yeah, that's as well the idea to sell and in profit, of course. And yeah, use that money, right? Because technically you work for it. So yeah, use it. Make usage for it. And that's why I split my bags always in two parts. The ones that I'm holding for lifetime and the ones that I'm technically like trading with them. Like, if we start to turn around and gonna go higher up and that's back gonna grow, like, yeah, I'm gonna set my like TP, TP, and TP, and the rest runner, right? That's how I deal with them. Or you can like play around and compound it. Oh, look at that. Fake fire it up. Exit short. TP. TP. Right? Let me have a look on winter trading. Yeah, but guys, by the way, how are you enjoying the botbuster? Speaking of, are you already making money? Are you enjoying it? Is there any feedback, guys? This is the time right now to talk about it, right? Right. Yeah, I hope you guys loving it, enjoying it, and yeah, using it as well. That's the most important one. All right, that's why it's there. If you need any help with it, let us know. We will helping you out, and we're gonna sort you out with it. Yeah, if it's bad, tell me. Yeah, if it's good, tell Eagle. Exactly. Yeah. I received the bad stuff only. Short and long on the packs. Nice. What's up, Rue? When 50K? Soon. Yeah. I think that that's much more possible to see than maybe new all-time high so far. No, I'm joking. I don't want to scare you out, guys, but I'm joking. Can you use it with BloFin? No, I don't think BloFin is there, but what I heard from, they think they working on it, right? To add BloFin to it. I heard it somewhere, or I was reading about it. I'm not sure. But yeah, there is potential for BloFin definitely, because BloFin start to get known and recognized as a exchange. So yeah, that should be the case. Yeah. Sooner or later. I mean, to be honest with you, like if you can use BloFin, use Hyperliquid, right? Yeah, open. Yeah, exactly. And that's gonna give you even free window trading account. So it's only win-win for us, right? Still, you're not gonna change to exchange. Then you will need to pay. But yeah, that's the win-win situation, right? And just to mention, because there is a lot of people over here, so that's good to inform everyone in once. Guys, just be aware, we as mentors working on it, but Viking is away, so he's not able to do it right now. He's busy in London. But be aware that the events page in Discord, right? That's the page on the whole top of the list. When you scroll up, the events, they are updated. So all of the mentors needed to redo the whole events because someone, I'm not going to say names, Max, broke the Discord. And we needed to redo the whole event page. So that means if you clicked interested into it, you been notified so far, but now it's been changed and you need to do it again if you like to be notified or like to get notification if any events is going on Discord that you like. Then you will need to go there and do it again. Click those buttons, right? And the market events page will come when Viking's gonna be back, because he's the like owner of that kind of event. So if I'm gonna do it now, then I will need to delete them after that, and he will need to set a new one. That's gonna be a lot of work. I mean, not work, but hustle. So just wait for him to come back. So far till that, it's gonna be Thursday, I guess. We're gonna do old school. We're gonna notify everyone in chat and Bitcoin chat that the market update is going on. But yeah, just to let you know that that's one. It's not up to date yet, or not running it yet. But so yeah, anything else, my lovely people? Mm. Okay. A lot of going on. Oh, another thing. God damn, I'm coming always with the good news. There is, I'm really sorry for it. It's gonna be a flashbang. From today, we set up when you're gonna go to, for example, academy, and you're gonna choose one of the mentors, whatever, right? Which one you like to be mentoring. From now on, this calendar, and if you're gonna click on one-on-one meeting, I guess, right, on the mentor that you want to be part of the mentoring sessions, you're gonna get new calendar. So no matter, choose the date with onboarding call, choose the time, whatever, and then click next, and you can choose straight ahead which one from the mentors you like to choose, right? This dude is, you shouldn't be choosing him, but the rest is fine. So yeah, now you can choose the mentor straight ahead without even DMing or connecting the team or Stefan or asking into the Discord or Telegram. Just go straight into the MDX. If you don't have this pop-up, this new calendar, let us know. We can send the link to it, and then you can, yeah, do your own thing with the onboarding and stuff. And this is gonna bring you much more quicker to the mentors, and you're gonna start straight ahead, right? There's not gonna be like a wait for this or wait for him to reply, or this guy is still on holiday or whatever. No, this is gonna be straightforward, and the people that's gonna be available gonna be here. Just a couple clicks and you're set, right? If you need the mentoring or you want some sessions or help with something, right? So there's going to be a whole new calendar, and it's going to be much more quicker, efficient, and less people in between. Let's say like that, right? Just to let you know, we are finalizing things. There is a lot of things still coming. We need to finalize a lot of things, but we're working on it. Don't worry about it. We're working on it. It's gonna take some time, but to be honest with you, I'd rather do it slowly but efficient and right than rushed and it's gonna be half done stuff or something, right? I think most people can agree with me on that part. And just just moving on and looking at this whole stuff, like, I mean, quite obvious that this is a freaking big magnet constantly through this whole candle, right? Like, guys, you cannot disagree with this, that this is not the way where we should go, right? This is proper magnet, right, stuff. And then, yeah, not surprised if you're gonna tap into all of those area over here. But yeah, someone is pushing it really, really hard. And right now we close the 4 hour over here, and yeah, failing it completely whole structure wise, right? But yeah, this is it. What does this get posted for reply? I missed most of it. I seems like it is days later. Yeah, exactly, Stu. So that's the thing, because there've been, like, in the old system that we used to have, there've been not only a lot of people like behind that need to set up this, need to get this wrong, need to inform this person, right? So it is delay. Plus, like, most of the team and mentors are living on different kind of time frames in the world, right? So, I mean, if someone's gonna text me at 3 o'clock at the night, I mean, sorry, but I'm gonna see that like next day when I wake up. So there is some time delay as well on it, right? And if you're gonna do it through that calendar system that we are just finalizing, or just, I'm not sure if that's live, that should be live today, or it's gonna be, right? That's gonna be a little bit quicker, because then you just choose whatever you want, and that's gonna be sent to the person straight ahead, and then everyone's gonna be notified, and you can technically start quite quickly with the onboarding and the sessions, right? There's not gonna be that time gate of waiting process behind it. And as well, guys, this is as well something to you all, because technically you all building this community, right? We as mentors and the team, we are helping along, and start trying to like keep all of it together and finalizing. But if you have like any kind of feedback or like something that you wish to have, or something that you maybe think that's going to be better for the community or company, whatever wise, please, by all means, let them know in support even, right? Use the support channel, give you thoughts, and yeah, we might find some gems and help along as well, right? This is team effort, right? But yeah, we do our best as well as mentors. There is something else that's coming our way indicator wise, so there's a lot of happening, a lot of going on back in the in the house actually. So yeah, we're working quite hard. And as well on the botmaster, right? It's about everything: dashboard, botmaster, Telegram, or Discord wise. Like, no matter what you think about something, just let us know. Right? Every feedback is welcome, even the negative, constructive negative, the best one that you can have. Yeah, that's, god damn it. I know that's behind closed doors, but like, I was just in a second, in a moment, my mind went in Holland, in Dutch mode, and I was like fucking trying to translate that shit, and we say it differently over here, and it pits me off sometimes. Yeah, you get my point. I'm sorry. I'm Borat. My English is not the first language. But yeah, you get the point, I guess. So yeah, guys, I think that's you can say that's set a tone that we are right now, and as well quite significant area that we need to hold and try to at least holding it. This is still the range that we are playing into it. This is the mid, this is the low, this is the high. One of those ones eventually will break or be regained. So far what we are doing, we are aiming for the lows of it. We had a significant dump, be aware, and I'm serious about it. Those levels are seriously important and super efficient, right? You need to, guys, remember those levels by your heart, because like failing that, it's not only like potentially going lower, but this is one of the kind levels that you not get often. Right, you have that yearly Q1 and that monthly level. That's a super strong one and efficient and significant one, right? Definitely something that you need to be looking in for it. But as well, same thing with this one, especially because it's end of the year. You know what that's happened as well. Family time, a lot of days off from the trading, a lot of people taking away money from the trading. Why? Because they need to buy presents. I like to think like that they do. But right, take profit areas as well, and there's a lot of going on, right? Especially like market wise, company wise, their dividends need to be paid off, like things that cost a lot of money happening right now, like nice on the end of the month of the year, sorry. So yeah, this will be always the point of control right now till we're not gonna regain that and flip it. So far, that's the whole play, right? Regain that stuff. That's the high time frame. You're gonna go higher up. This is your whole range, those prices. So you need to regain 87-ish for a perfect regain higher up from the low time frame. 4 hour is a little bit lower. That's 86.4. So that's resistance. Midpoint right now is the 84.1, and the low of it, what you can't lose, not to go lower, that's the 82.2, right? And if so, then yeah, we're gonna go a little bit lower. That's fine. And those are the areas that you need to be aware of it. Wick into that stuff, completely agree that we could, right? And hold something on that one, fine. If we start to get below 70, then and only then we're gonna talk about it. Right now, there is no point. That's not the aim right now. The aim is to do and to deal with this stuff. Focus locally, then look at the bigger picture. Okay, hope that's clear. If there are no questions, I will bounce. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna upload it as soon as possible that people can rewatch it. The ones that couldn't be here. And please, please be aware that there is a lot of going on. People, this is really, really pushing. Rarely that you see this, right? Rarely, seriously. Even this is quite special, right? So be aware. There is pressure to the downside, quite a lot. So thank you very much. Love you. See you tomorrow and then Wednesday. Keep it cool. Like, don't try to catch any knives. Don't like do some weird stuff. If you think you're doing something wrong, stay away or ask. That's why we are here, right? This is the area to be asked and for any help if you need it. Okay. So see you on the flip side, guys. Enjoy your day and have a good one. Bye bye. Love you.